It's time to go head to head. We're going to take two hand cannons, the Steady Hand versus the Hawkmoon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Destiny. I'm Death from Above. Today, I'm going to take them. I'm going to put them head to head. I'm going to see which one I like better. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to figure it out together. So there'll be winners and losers, sadly, I have to say. But before we do any of that, hit the like button, and let's get to it. So we have the Steady Hand cannon. This is the Iron Banner hand cannon. You can get it this week. It's here. Then you also have Hawkmoon, the exotic hand cannon that you can farm for random rolls. Now, normally I wouldn't do a versus video taking an exotic and comparing it to a legendary, but since Hawkmoon is a random roll weapon, seems appropriate, especially with Iron Banner going on. Everybody using them a lot. Having just a good old hand cannon time in PvP again. Seems to always come back to it. I wanted to put them head to head and see which one I like better. See if I can't help you out. Pick one that you like. You might have looked over some things on one or the other, so we're going to get into each of them. We're going to go over the stats. We're going to compare the stats head to head. Then we're going to go over the perks and compare the perks head to head. So we'll do the Steady Hand first, then the Hawkmoon, and then we'll let them fight it out. And in the end, I'll pick a winner, a PvE winner and a PvP winner. So if that sounds delicious, let's begin. Steady Hand, weapon stats. Impact 92. It's a huge impact hand cannon. It's one of the 120 RPM hand cannons. 64 in the range. Decent range, I'll add. Very decent range. Stability is 32. That's on the low end. Handling 28. Reload 28. These are pretty low stats for stability, handling, and reload, but it is a hard-hitting, slow rate of fire, 120 RPM hand cannon. It does have 8 in the mag from the factory. Aim assist 65. Not that great. You can make a lot of changes to that in the perks. More on that later. Inventory size 40, zoom 14. Recoil is 85. Not bad recoil, but it's a 120. You can definitely feel the recoil. Balance intensity is 15, and it tends to be vertical. Now, let's talk about the Hawkmoon stats. Impact 78. Range 57. Stability is nice at 67. Handling even better at 74. Reload speed 63. This is a 140. This is not a 120, so this is a mid-tier, faster fire rate hand cannon. It's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest. Mag size also is 8 on this one as well. But look at that aim assist, 93. That's juicy. Inventory size 52. It goes up 1 when you have the exotic catalyst, so you can get 8 or 9. That's the only difference there. Inventory size is 52, like I said. Zoom 14. Recoil 96, and bounce intensity is 4. That's very nice. I like that, and it tends vertical. So both of these are interesting in their stats. So let's put them head to head. And we'll take a look at some of the main differences. One is impact. Hawkmoon doesn't hit as hard as Steady Hand. Hawkmoon does have that final bullet, though, that can one-shot if you get some headshots prior to it and you time it just right in PvP. In PvE, it's a lot easier. You just have fun going to town, and then you wait for the scrawl sound, scrawl, and hit them with it. So Hawkmoon in PvE with that final round, a lot of fun to hit them. So the impact is 78 on Hawkmoon, impact 92 on Steady Hand. Range, very similar range stats. Now, the divergence begins stability, handling, and reload speed. Hawkmoon's going to be a much stabler, quicker, faster hand cannon, but the Steady Hand hits harder. It does. Now, Steady Hand's aim assist is lower. Hawkmoon's aim assist is higher, which means when you ADS onto a character and you're a little bit off, the Hawkmoon's going to be a little stickier to the crit, to the head, to the enemy than the Steady Hand will be. But like I said, there are perks that are going to modify that number on both of these weapons. But Hawkmoon starts out very, very much higher in aim assist. So if you have both of these and you just want to grab one and go, Hawkmoon's going to perform better in PvP. It's just going to naturally perform better. It's going to feel better because of that aim assist number and those stability, handling, reload speed stats. Now, don't sleep on the Steady Hand in PvP either, though, because that sucker can be nasty with the right roll. I have one. It's hilarious. Let's go over the rest of the stats. Inventory size doesn't really matter. They have the same inventory. Hawkmoon has 1 more bullet. If you have the exotic catalyst from doing the Harbinger random roll mission, you get that there. Recoil and bounce intensity. Since we are looking at 2 different archetypes of weapon, they're going to be different. Steady Hand, the 120s. If you've never used them before, they are hard to get used to. But once you get used to it, they hit like a truck. They also have thighs like what? But, you know, that's just me. So, perks are a different story, but stat-wise, Hawkmoon, like I said, in PvP is going to feel just easier to use. In PvE, Hawkmoon is an exotic. It's designed to be more special for certain perk you know, for its exotic perk. So it is an exotic. So, you know, comparing them in PvE may be a little bit different than PvP. But in PvE, yeah, you can get some fun rolls in the steady hand too, though. So let's just dive right into those random rolls and look and see what we got. So I'm not going to go over all of these in super deep detail. We'll probably leave the barrel and mag perks, or the, let's see, the Hawkmoon has barrel perks, and that's it. And it has barrel perks and grip perks. The grip perks are interesting. The barrel perks we're going to leave alone because the steady hand has sight perks and mag perks. So it's a little bit different setup between the two. So I'm just going to look at the random roll perk options. So the two weapon perk columns. So on the steady hand, we're going to look at the ones that have, you know, quick draw, swashbuckler, and Hawkmoon will look at just the middle perk column, opening shot, rangefinder, moving target, those perks. That's how I'm going to compare them. Everything else affects stats, and that's it. So like texture grip or combat grip controls the recoil on the Hawkmoon, whereas, you know, the steady hand sight gives you a little bit more handling, a little more stability, a little bit more aim assist. If you want to fully min-max one of these weapons individually, go check out the God Roll guides I've linked in the descriptions that I did on each one of these guns individually. I go over all of these things in depth, but I wanted to compare just the rolls, just the perk rolls, because that's, you know, that's the most fun. That's what I enjoy the most. Stats is where it's at. Perk rolls are where you have the fun. So let's look at the steady hand. First perk column, you can get quick draw, outlaw, slide shot, killing wind, zen moment, and moving target. There's a lot of PvP in there. A little bit of PvE, but a lot of PvP. Second perk column, you get swashbuckler, wellspring, mulligan, snapshot sights, iron grip, which is an iron banner specific perk, which gives you greatly increased stability, but you lose a lot of reload speed. So it's much slower to reload. And then you have iron gaze. Don't sleep on this one. I love it. It decreases your range by 40, so you lose a lot of range. The aim assist goes up by 20. If you pair that with a good sight, you can max out the aim assist stat on the steady hand, which I have done on mine, and it's hilarious. You don't miss headshots. It's just, if you're close, you got the headshot. Range fall off is one thing, but you have significantly more range than you expect from the steady hand because it's a 120 hand, or it's a 120 RPM hand cannon with a pretty solid range stat to begin with. So it's nice. I like it. I like Iron Gaze, the bottom perk there. It's pretty dang solid. So let's look at the Hawkmoon. You can get, and it only has one perk column that you can get random rolls on because the other perk is the Hawkmoon's exotic perk, Paracausal Shot, that bonus damage bullet at the end. So opening shot, first option, rangefinder, moving target, killing wind, snapshot sights, eye of the storm. There's a lot here. Hip fire grip, quick draw, and surplus. So there's some bleed over. Some of these stats or some of these perks are the same between the two weapons, which is neat. So if you had a steady hand with killing wind, you could put it up against a Hawkmoon with killing wind and see which one you like better. You could have maybe one for PvP, one for PvE. My steady hand has the Iron Gaze perk, so it has that huge high aim assist. So I really like using it in PvP because the range on a hand cannon in PvP, most maps don't go so far out that you're maxing that range out. Or if your playstyle, like mine, is more aggressive, you're going to be closer to your targets anyway. So the steady hand in this video has that Iron Gaze perk. My Hawkmoon has Killing Wind. I really like Killing Wind. I wish I could get a steady hand with Killing Wind and Iron Gaze, but this one has Slide Shot that you're seeing. So I have a Slide Shot, Iron Gaze, steady hand, but I do have a Killing Wind Hawkmoon. I got every Hawkmoon I wanted except for the rangefinder Hawkmoon. If you have a rangefinder Hawkmoon, let me know what you think about it in PvP. I'm very interested. But I have a Killing Wind Hawkmoon that I really like. I would recommend if you're going to go PvP with this, with the Hawkmoon, check on opening shot, rangefinder, moving target, and killing wind. Snapshot's great, but you're missing a little bit of damage in killing wind. Well, stat-wise, not damage. Increased mobility, range, and handling with killing wind. I really like killing wind. Rangefinder is great because it'll give you that really long shot when you ADS on the Hawkmoon. It's a toss-up. Let me know in the comments before I tell you my verdict between these two guns. What do you prefer, steady hand or Hawkmoon? Put it in the comments right now and tell me if you like them in PvE or PvP better. In PvE, if I had to make a choice, I'm going Hawkmoon. But it is an exotic, so I have to sacrifice that exotic slot. So if I want to use a hand cannon and a different exotic in a secondary or a heavy slot, I'm going to use something like the steady hand. So Hawkmoon has a trade-off in PvE. If you want to use it, it might be a little bit more difficult to set your loadout the way you want it. But if I'm going purely PvE, purely choice between these two guns, I'm going to go Hawkmoon for PvE. For PvP, it's much closer for me. I really like my steady hand in PvP because it hits really, really hard. It has really good aim assist, and it feels nice. I've liked it ever since I got it. And since Iron Banner's up this week, think about picking one up. Tell me what the best perk roll you got on it is. Hawkmoon in PvP, I need more time with it, but it feels good, and I do notice a lot of people killing me with it, so somebody likes it. But I'm going to go controversial here. If I had to pick a winner for PvP, I'm going to go steady hand. I like 120s. I like the way this gun feels in PvP, and I like using it, and I like thumping people in the head with it. It feels great. So, Hawkmoon for PvE, steady hand for PvP. I know some of you are going to disagree with that, and I'm happy to talk to you about it in the comments. I'll show you the way. This is the way. And don't forget those God roll guides down there for each of these guns individually if you want to go in depth on each one of them. I do that there. But I'm done talking. I want to hear what you think. Let me know. And come by the stream. I do stream right here on the YouTube channel. All you got to do is turn on notifications. It'll let you know when I go live. It's usually in the evenings, about 9:30-ish Central Time. But yeah, just turn on notifications. Subscribe if you haven't already. And have a wonderful day. I am Deathsquad, and I'll see you later. See you, bye.